I don't know how this stuff works. Is this working? Let me see. You're live. We're building an audience for you. All right. All right. My first time doing this. I'm a complete. I know live television, but I don't know live Facebook. Let me see if I can see if this is working. Oh, I think you guys are there. All right. Yes, Lynn Schultz says, Caroline. All right, you guys are all there. I see you. Hi, Tina. All right, so here's my take, and I want to hear your questions. I want to hear what you guys have to say about the debate. I put out a DML Daily Report earlier today, and I'm watching Fox as I'm talking to you. So I put out a DML Daily Report earlier today saying Trump had to do three things. Number one is he had to make it all about you, about the American people, not about him. Number two is I said that he had to keep calm, not buy into Hillary's bait in terms of trying to get him unhinged. And number three was he had to express that he was in love with America. I think he nailed number three. Number three, you can clearly see this man's passion for America, and I was very happy with that. There is no question whatsoever that Trump loves America. What I was unhappy with, and I think this is a reflection of Trump's not being a politician, is that he is in a new zone. This is new and foreign to him. For Hillary, this is something she's done over and over again. And I'll tell you what, Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton sit at the top of my list of I can't stand these people. But I will give her credit. She was well prepared tonight. And whether she's lying or whatever, she was well prepared. And here's something we can't deny as Trump fans. And I do this all the time. I say these things and you guys come after me sometimes. But we can't ignore. I watched this tonight. I saw our guy Trump grab for a glass of water probably 6 to 8 times. I never saw Hillary do it once. We've been banging on her coughing. We've been banging on her illnesses. She looked strong tonight. She never coughed once. She was in control. Trump has to recognize the fact that he is dealing with somebody who is ready to fight. So that being said, he also failed, I think, on number one. He did not control the debate. He was playing defense. He never talked about Benghazi. He didn't bang down on her emails. And when it came to paying his taxes, he should have drove home about how many jobs he's created, and she has not. And I think the biggest fail on him tonight, which he has to come back next time. Hillary, and I live in New York. Hillary Clinton ran for Senate based on the fact that she was going to create 200,000 jobs in upstate New York. And for those of you who are not familiar with New York and upstate, it's a disaster area. It looks like a third world. She promised 200,000 jobs. She delivered none. And he had the opportunity to drive that home tonight, and he didn't. The other thing he failed on, and then I'm going to take some questions here, is that, and you guys know me, immigration is my number one thing. He got to this point, by and large, because of immigration. And he needs to control the conversation. He needs better media training. And I'm surprised at that because he's been on television so much. But I would train him if I was on his staff. It's like this. If Lester Holt says, Donald, what did you have for dinner? He says, we need to build a wall. If he says, what did you have for lunch? We need to build a wall. You don't answer his question. You give the answer you want. You dominate. You don't have another chance. There is no tomorrow. And he never did that. We never heard about the wall. We never heard about the people infiltrating. There was a big, huge report today about how many terrorists are crossing through the border. I think it was over 7,000. We didn't hear about that once today. So he left a lot of cookies uneaten. And I think if he has half a brain, he will take a look at tonight and realize the fact that he left a lot of home runs not hit. And hopefully the people around him are smart enough to recognize this. If they're not, I'll post my phone number online. All right, that being said, I mean, you guys are just chiming in here, thousands of you. Let me see. Barbara Hayes says, you have to remember he's not a politician. Hopefully next time he'll nail her. Barbara Hayes, we don't have enough time for him not to be a politician. No more forgiveness. We're down to a month. He needs to nail it home. Lisa says, I'm sad. Don't be sad. Bill Radcliffe said, I wanted him to talk about Benghazi. I'm with you. Janette Burke says, get off the air. Janette, go screw yourself. Debbie Herbert Green said he could have done so much better. Dee Dee, I agree with you. He could have done better. And you know what? Next time he will. Here's the thing. He could have won the presidency tonight, I thought. I thought if he would have knocked it out of the park, people wouldn't even have showed up the next time. But the good news is he held his own, and there is another debate coming up, and it's going to be a good one. He did not lose this debate. That's an important thing. He did not win it, but he did not lose it, and that's key. What do we got? He needs some pre-workout before the next debate, says Brian Gudemote. Brian, I agree with you 100%. There's no more I can't prepare. She was well prepared. And you got to give, I can't stand her, but you got to give her credit. Matthew DePalma says, when she was talking about cybersecurity, how did he not bring up emails again? Matthew, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I am with you 100%. And you know what? He criticized her for preparing for this debate. And she said, I was preparing to be president. She had some good one-liners. And, he needs better preparation next time. Let me see. Rory Fun said he stood his ground. I agree, Rory. He didn't lose, but he didn't win. Dixie says, why the hell are you not his manager? Dixie, you know what? Why the hell ain't I on stage? If I were on stage, I would have owned this woman. Owned this woman. Owned her. Owned her. And I'll show you my tax return. All right, next, they were edited too much. Lester was on Hillary's side. Ooh, good thing, Maria Hamilton. I will say this. I give, as being the TV guy, or ex-TV guy, who was fired because, forget that. Lester kept himself out of it for most part, and I will give him credit for that. I do believe he was harder on Trump than he was on Hillary. I don't think he was hard on Hillary at all. He was hard on Trump. And you know what? Enough of the Bertha shit already. Excuse my French. I mean, it's over. I want to hear how we're going to kill ISIS, get jobs back in America, build a damn wall, deport these illegal aliens, get America back on track again. Enough with the Bertha stuff. But, see, that's a liberal game. And that's why, we ran a poll on DennisMichaelLynch.com. Hold on, let me give you guys I love you guys. Let me tell you this. So we did two polls, ready? Who won the debate, Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? This is where I love you guys. Hold on. View results. 93% of you said Donald Trump, 6% said Hillary Clinton. All right. We also did another poll about whether or not the moderator was fair. And let's get that going. The moderator fair. Was Lester fair? We have yes, he was fair. No, he was biased. No, he was... All right, so let's see. 70% of you said no, he was biased towards Clinton, and I agree with you 100%. All right, let's see if we get back to some of your questions here. Matt Stewart says the best offense is the better defense. All right. Wasted too much time on dumb stuff. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Emily. Manette says, amen, Michael Lynch. It's Dennis Michael Lynch. My brother's name is Michael. Patricia Ann says, he really did well, but she sounded more prepared. You know what, Patrice? She did. And this is an important thing for you Trump fans out there. I just gave a keynote speech last week in Massachusetts. Huge crowd, about, not a Trump 10,000, but it was 400 or 500 people. And I explained to them, and I want you to listen to this. I explained to them how important it is to have your message down when you're talking to your undecided, what is it you'd say? I'd say you call it the undecided independent voter. That's probably the best way to say it. Where they're on the, and I'll tell you what, there's going to be a lot of people tonight. A lot of people tonight who don't follow politics like we all do, who are saying, what do we do with this? You know, I think Hillary did well. And you cannot attack them with Hillary. You have to listen to them. Listen to them and hear them out and do not attack. A lot of times Trump fans get frustrated and we throw our hands in the air and we won't accept what's in front of us. And we have to accept the fact that this woman did a very good job tonight. Whether she lies or not, remember, perception is reality on television. And she came across as being somebody who was in control. She didn't make a lot of facial expressions. And remember what I said in the beginning of this, if you're chiming in late. Donald Trump grabbed for water about 6 or 7 times. Rightfully so, not a criticism. I don't think I ever saw her grab once. I left one time to go get myself a glass of wine. But I never saw her grab for water one time. And that says a lot from somebody who's been taking criticisms for all of her coughing. All right, a couple more questions here. I got, there's 4,000 of you on here. Oh, we got to go to bed, guys. Did she have a monitor at her podium? No, Matt, she didn't have a monitor. Yo Mel says she looked tired and sick. I don't know, Yo Mel. I don't know, she looked okay to me. Let's see, Regina says, why wasn't she fact-checked? Well, you know what, she's going to be tomorrow, Regina. Tomorrow, all the facts are going to be checked. And I think Trump did a pretty good job. You know, let's talk about what Trump did well, all right? Trump did really well when he talked about going through the country and meeting people and going to Michigan and going to Ohio and going to Pennsylvania, especially the swing states. He didn't bring that home enough. He has to hammer down on that. When he said to her, and you stayed home, she came back with a really good answer, but there were a few times he had her on the ropes. I will give her this. She said one thing tonight. I was about to send you guys a message on Facebook, and I took my hands off the keys because her answer was so strong. He needs to prepare for this next time. They were talking about the tax returns, and she was saying about how he hasn't put his tax returns out. And he came back with starting to talk about how the airports in this country look third world and how the bridges are bad and everything is decimated. Now, you have to understand this. Whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, independent, politically inclined, not inclined, whatever, you're watching this for the first time, we all agree on one thing. The infrastructure in this country sucks, okay? So he was connecting with everybody at that point, and I was saying, yes, he's got it. And then she kicked his buttocks because she said, you know, maybe if you were paying taxes, we could afford those things. You don't care about that, maybe. And I understand that we're not going to build a bridge on his taxes alone. But the guy sitting at home making 50, 60 grand, struggling, trying to figure out who he's going to choose for president, sits there and says, you know what, there's potholes in my road because this rich guy who made $694 million this year, which he said tonight, isn't paying any taxes. I think Trump needs to come up with a strategy about how it is that he could get some sort of tax document out to the people. He has to take this part of the conversation and crush it, or else it will crush him. All right, a few more seconds, and then I'm actually going to go to bed. It's 11 o'clock in New York, and I got to be up tomorrow giving you guys the news here on the website. Oh, by the way, yeah, I mean, why Benghazi emails? Yeah, somebody just said Clinton Foundation. Not one time did he bring up the Clinton Foundation. He let her off easy. It's natural to interrupt someone when they are lying, Thomas says. Who else? Sue Schaefer says she did make a good point about his taxes. He doesn't pay as bad as I hate to admit it. Listen, Sue, we should all be so fortunate to make $694 million. And if I made $694 million, the first thing I'd be saying to my accountant is, well, make sure you look through this. What can I save on taxes? I mean, that's the American way. We all want to save on taxes. Nobody wants to pay taxes. But at the same time, we realize that this country runs on taxes. So, you know, if we got to pay him, he's got to pay him. And remember, people are going to want to sit at home and see what he's done. All right, I'm starting to ramble. That shows he's great at what he does. Yes, Mr. Smith. Yes, it does show that he's great at what he does. And he said that. He says, that means I'm smart. But at the same time, when he says something like that, guys, remember, the guy that's sitting at home, not you, not me, because we're Trump fans. We understand who this guy is. But the person who's watching for the first time, and that's who we're trying to get. We're not trying to get me and you. We're already in. That person says, what am I, stupid because I pay taxes? He needs smarter answers. And I will tell you this. You won't hear it tonight, but you will start seeing it tomorrow. The answer that he gave about the hackers, the 400-pound person sitting on the sofa, that was the one statement that they were waiting for in the liberal media. he can't say those things next time because that now tomorrow is going to be he is anti-obese people. And, you know, there are a lot of skinny hackers out there in the world. So, anyway, okay, Joe says, okay, good night, Dennis Michael. Is that it? Any other questions? I'll take one more question. What do we got? Is it allowed or they would, all right, what we got? Debbie says Debbie said he went too easy on her. I agree with you, Debbie. Debbie, I agree with you. You know what? When she said that she was going to have Mark Cuban in the crowd, I would have said, I'm going to have everybody from Benghazi in the crowd, and I'm going to fill this auditorium. Forget the generals and the admirals. I would have filled that auditorium with every single person who's had a loved one die at the hands of an illegal alien. That's what I would have filled that auditorium with. But anyway. All right, well, listen, I just want to let you know a couple things. First of all, on behalf of myself and my family, thank you so much for all the support you give us. Thanks for tuning in tonight, the thousands of you who were with me tonight. I can't say how much I love you. We got some really cool new Trump shirts. You want? Hold on one second. I'll bring back the Trump shirts. Hold on one second. You're going to love this. Don't go away. All right, let me see. How many? Oh, my God. All right. So, anyway, let me see if I can lodge this up here. All right, you ready? Okay. So, we got these new Trump shirts. We're going to put them online tomorrow. On the front, it says Team DML. On the back, build the wall. Even heaven has a gate. Huh? Cool shirts. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, have a good night. Everybody be safe, okay? And thanks so much for tuning in. Oh, who do I think won, Tom? How about a draw? All right. We'll see you later.